This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, is it visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, uh, what are the topics we need to discuss today? We'll discuss. Okay. Please create VM, everyone. First of all, you have to create the account. In case of any issues while you are creating the Azure account, call me or I will share the screen. I will rectify the issue. I will help you on that one. If you are not starting, I won't help. Start the practicing in case of any technical issues or some other issues. I will help you. Today again, I will create the VM. Okay, I will go to little bit fast today. Okay, for creating the VM. Let us wait for a few seconds. My notepad will open. Is there anyone feel like I am going to fast? Is there anyone feels like I am going to fast?
No.
No problem. If you feel like I am going to fast, like interrupt anytime. Okay. Now, what are the need to discuss today? What are the topics discussed today? I will create again today. VM creation. After creation, I will how to log in to VM in our local using putty. Okay. After that, I will tell you few. I will have to discuss few Unix commands. Minimum commands we'll have to discuss for Unix commands. If you have any time, we'll have to discuss performance issues. Performance issues for our VM virtual machine, like RAM issue, CPU issue, or disk issue, whatever it is, disk issues. Troubleshooting level, we'll have to discuss it. Troubleshooting. Troubleshoot, okay? For that one, we'll have to discuss today. After that, if you have any time, okay, let us discuss a few points for this one. After this, we'll have to discuss like uh, how to migrate, how to migrate our resource group to another subscription or resource group. How we can do migrate or how we can do that one. This is the real time scenario. How we can send the inside the resource group only we have all a lot of resources, right? So for that one, we'll have to do practice if we have time. If you for this one, I will have to create again. Please be careful to visit that one. I will have to create again for this virtual mission. Go virtual mission here. I don't want any discuss for without you more and more. I had already discussed yesterday. I will create VM again. Okay. I have already deleted. For example, yesterday I have created resource group in another part, and now I am going to create resource group here only. Now, one application that is ES2S and Dev environment. I will create one more resource group here and give the virtual machine name Vola ES2S Dev VM. We don't want to discuss anything here, just to give the password here. Okay, but I'm giving the password. Do remember here, password you need to give somewhere in putty. I will let you know. Go to this. We had already discussed for your yesterday for previous classes. Let's watch a previous video, or you can practice it. Little bit fast I am going to share to create the VM. Create the VM. Now I am not giving any tags here right now for practice purpose. In real time scenario, we'll have to mention here tags. Now I have created. Now it is creating. Okay. I don't know why it is a little bit slow in my system today. Okay. Now I have created one VM here. Okay. I have created one VM here. Where is it? It is in cloud, right? It is cloud. This is Azure cloud. Inside the cloud, I have created one VM. Here, one VM. One virtual machine I have created inside the cloud. What is the cloud? Here, Azure. This is the VM, virtual machine. I have created virtual machine inside the Azure. What I will do here, this is my laptop. Remotely, I am working here. This is my laptop. I am giving support to client. We observe like VM has some issue. VM has some issue for RAM issue. What we can do at that moment? How we can log in it? Putty. You need to install Putty in our laptop. Through Putty only, we'll have to connect to VM. How we can log in it? Through Putty only, we'll have to connect. We'll have to log in into the VM, and we can see the everything in our Putty. How we can download the Putty here? Go here. Putty download. You can download your laptop locally. Type here Here you can download it. Download putty. Once it is downloaded, your putty, click next. You can download here. Whether it is in our system is 86 bits or 32 bit, you can download here. Putty. See here, putty exe. You can download this one. Putty exe. Once it is downloaded, you can click next. Once it is, you will have to see in this logo. Select here putty. How we can log in into our VM, which is deployed in Azure VM. Go to resources. This is our VM. Now it is still running. Okay. Take the public IP. Take the public IP and paste here. And real-time scenario, each everyone get domain name here. Actually, domain name, it is a different process, is a DNS process. We don't want that one. Just you will have to go to public IP or DNS name. In real-time scenario, it will display here DNS name. Copy and paste here. Host name. Then you can click open. Now it is opening. This is my local. Now I am trying to connect through putty to VM. Now I have given credentials, right? When I was creating VM only, I have given credentials. Okay. Now I am in the VM. Okay, through putty only. For example, in case of any VM issues, here you cannot log in here. For example, you don't have any console access. We cannot see, we cannot check any performance or issues or related issues. We cannot find here in our Azure console. First of all, you will have to log in to putty. You will have to log in putty here. Okay. For example, like Kiran is there. This is the host name. This is the username. I will let you know like dollar, the difference is between the super user and normal user. I will let you know. Here is the super user. Here is the normal user. Here is the super user. Super user. Here is the normal user. I will tell you the differences between super user and normal user. I will tell you one example. You can take one house here. You can take one house here. You are the owner. You are the owner. Who is the owner? Ram. We can take it as a Satish or Sashi. He is the owner of this house. He will have to access to do anything, right? He is the owner of this house. For example, he just want to modify the house, like he has access. Whatever it is, he is the owner, right? Due to that one, he will have to change anything, any modification in that house. Here also normal user. Here also one house is there. Here one tenant is there. His name is Ravi. His name is Ravi. Ravi can have access can do any modification in that house. He is tenant only. Hello, I am asking you, Ravi can any modifications in his house? He is a tenant. You will have to ask owner, right? You will have to ask owner. Can I do any modifications in our house?
No.
He does not have any modifications. Like he does not have any modifications because of his tenant. He is paying money to Shashi. Same thing, unique terminology. Super user is a owner of this VM. He can do anything. Like he can modify, he can delete, he can edit, whatever it is, he has access to do anything in that VM. What is the normal user? Dollar symbol is the which we can indicate of normal user. Dollar symbol. I will tell you. Super user is like as symbol. You can easily identify that one which you are under as symbol. Here, see, dollar symbol is there, right? You can easily, he is the normal user. He cannot he does not have some privileges to do anything. He does not have giving the permissions. He does not add the group in that any user. He does not have access to create the user. He does not have access to password reset because of his normal user. He is normal user, which indicates dollar symbol. Now I will have to move to how can we move to like super user sudo su hyphen. This is the command. We will have to switch to normal user to root user. Normal user to root user. See now here as symbol is there. As symbol is there. Root user is right. As symbol, he is root. He can be able to anything. Be careful. If you have any access here, can I increase the font size? Everyone is usable, right?
Yeah, increase it, sir.
Okay. I will increase it. Now I have increased the size of that one. Be careful. Dollar symbol. The difference is between dollar and as symbol. I will let you know. If you want to exit that one, you can exit it. Now I am a normal user. Now I am a normal user. Like I just want install one application in my virtual machine. In my virtual machine, how can I install? Usually, apt-get install Apache 2. We have to install this package. You know what? I am trying to apt-get install Apache 2. Why? What it is showing here? Could not open log file. Why? Because permission delete. See, did you observe that one? Normal user cannot install any packages in our VM. If you want to install the packages in our virtual machine, what we can do? What we can do?
Login super user.
Yeah, we'll have to log in super user. How can we log in super user? Sudo su hyphen. For example, normal user we can give act as a sudo permissions. Sudo permissions. Okay, he can also able to install the packages. And what is the situation? Because he has a sudo user, then only he can install the packages. Sudo user. For example, in this way also, in the two ways, we can install the packages in our VM. If he is normal user, he is already sudo user, he can able to install. He does not have any sudo permissions or sudo permissions. Then you will have to log in as a root user. Then you can install the packages. Normally, in real-time scenario, they will not give root user permissions. You can use normal user and sudo permissions like sudo apt-get install Apache 2. Now I am installing here. See, now it installing. Yes, it is asking yes or no. Now it is installing package in our virtual machine. Now it is installing the package in our virtual machine. Now it is installing package Apache 2 package. What is Apache 2 is nothing but it is a web server. For example, like Flipkart website is there. How it is running like that one? Behind of that one, we'll have to maintain web servers. This is the one of the web server for Apache. I will let you know. I will take the few examples. Let us install here. Let it be installed. Now still it is installing. See, everything UFO system D. Everything, yeah. Now it is installed. How should we know whether it is installed or not? How we can, we'll have to check that one. Service Apache 2 service status Apache 2 or status. Yeah. See, this is the command service Apache 2 status. Service Apache 2 status. Yeah, here in this command, those are the real-time commands where we are using daily. I will tell you the scenario. Service Apache 2 status. See, I will take the URL here. In this URL, I will browse it. I will browse it. Just I have taken the public IP. Now I am browsing here. Now I install the package. I think I will not get any output. Why? Because yeah. Why? For example, this site cannot be reached. Why? Because any web server, it will run two port numbers. I will let you know the example. For example, like I have installed the package in virtual machine. Now it is still running. Our service is running. Now I have browsed here. Now it is showing this site cannot be reached. Why? What happened? It is this is virtual machine. Okay. Where did we install? Inside the virtual machine only. We have installed Apache 2. It is a web server. Where we are trying here. This is one more laptop. We can take it as a laptop. We can take it here like it a laptop. What I am using this IP, Apache public IP. I am trying to here browse through internet. Through internet, I am trying here. Through internet. Usually each web server, it will run the port numbers. You are trying through internet, right? Due to that reason, we'll have to enable the NSG level. We'll have to enable the NSG level. Network security group is there. We'll have to enable the port numbers 80 and 443. 80 port number is, this is the interview question. What is the port number of HTTP? Now you can tell the port number 80. What is the port number of HTTPS? I will tell you what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Like HTTP is internally, one organization is there here. Your website, it will work only internally, which means intranet. It will work out only internal IP. If you select here a 443 port number, each and every one they will have to use in our VM, in our web server, they can utilize it through 443 port number. For 443 port number, we will have SSL certification. SSL certification. SSL certification. We need SSL certification to enable to connect from internet to in our web server. Now I will have to enable 80 and 443. Where I will have to go to the VM, go to the virtual machine, select here networking. Yeah, here inbound rule is there. What is inbound rule? What is outbound rule? We'll have to discuss for that one. Inbound, we'll have to enable the port numbers here. Select the add inbound port rule. Select any source range city, any. You will have to select here protocol TCP or UDP, or I am selecting any here. Allow, what is the priority is nothing but, okay. Here, see port ranges, I will have to enable here port 80. This is the name only, you can give any port number. Port 80, I have given here. Description, you can give any like allowing the port 80. Now I have given, I am allowing to 80 in this VM. Now I am adding here. I will tell you further class when we are discussing deeply in this year. Now I am allowing the 80 port number. Now here it is showing 84 number, allow, any, allow. Now you can here just refresh it. Just refresh it. What will happen? Just to refresh our public website. Still, it is not allowing. See. Now we got output, right? Are you understanding? Are you able to understand what I am doing? What I am telling like that one, 99% of that one, we are working on that only. How Flipkart is working? How Flipkart is working? How Flipkart will work? You can assume like that one. This is also web server. This is also in this code and everything, it will run on the web server. We are getting this output, everything is from web server only. I told you 443 port number, right? I will show you which port number, which IP it is running here. Go here, select insert, Control Shift I. This is the shortcut key. How it will run Flipkart website. Control Shift I. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Control Shift I, which is the shortcut key. Yeah. Now you can go here. Network. Yeah, it will display here. Network. Now you can refresh it. They see it will here, it will open. In this way, we need to troubleshoot it. Like all the web server, 99% of we are going to work on web server only as a DevOps engineer. Whenever we can start the Azure DevOps, at that time, you will be getting some knowledge. You can go to top here, you can click here, just www.flipkart.com. Here response headers is there. Today it is slow. Go to preview. Headers. Yeah, here. See here. 443 it is enabled, right? This is the port number where they have enabled it at network security group level only. They have enabled this port number. Due to that reason, now it is connecting 443. They have enabled here. Due to that reason, we are able to connect from here to in our virtual machine. I will do one thing. I will stop my service. I will stop my service. Here only we can able to stop it. Service Apache 2 stop. See, just check it. My app service is running or not. Here it is saying inactive. This is the service. Apache 2 is the service where we have to monitor it. Now you can go to browser, just refresh it. This is the, you can observe like that one. This is the Flipkart site. This site is running in our website, web server, which is the package of the service Apache 2. Now Apache 2 is stopped. I only stopped. Then you can browse it. See, this site cannot be reached. In that situation, how we can troubleshoot it? How we can troubleshoot it? First of all, we have to go and check which way of where, for example, each and website, it will have to run like web server. Web server where it is installed. In this VM only I have installed here. Now how to check that one? We'll have to go virtual machine. Now it is still running. Still running. Okay, now it is showing the site is not connected here. Okay, now what I can do? I will have to log into the putty and I will have to check here or service Apache 2 status. Oh, okay. Now it is inactive state. How can we start the Apache 2 service? It will not work. No, you can use sudo service Apache 2 start. Now I have started my service. Now I will check the status. Now it is, my service is running. Now you can try to browse it here. It will take some time. Yeah, now I am getting output. In this way, we'll have to do the troubleshoot it. Do you have understanding? Are you able to understand what I did here?
Yeah, understand.
I will give complete picture. Okay. First, I have created virtual machine here. I have created virtual machine. Inside the virtual machine, I have installed the web server. What is that one? Apache 2. Apache 2 server. My website is, website you can assume like that one. Website name is like uber.com or okay, I will take ola.com. My website is still running. Okay. Now what I tried here? I tried here from externally. Everyone is connected from home, right? Okay. Laptop or any laptop. I tried to browse here. At that moment, I have observed I am not able to connect from browser here. In this time, we need to test it. Okay. Later, what we can do? I have opened port number 80. I have opened port number 80. Then only I can able to connect through web server. Suppose my website, I have told all scenarios. My website is not able to, ola.com is not able to connect here. How can you do that one? We'll have to check the virtual machine. Later, we have to check the service, Apache service to running or not. If it is stopped state, you can run it. In which situation, rarely it is going to inactive state. After patching only, it will go to, for example, with Unix team, they are doing the patching to every 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, they will do the patching. After patching, if you are like Azure DevOps Engineer, definitely our web Apache to service, it will go to inactive state. Blindly I am telling about that one. You will have to check the VM status. Later you will have to check the Apache service. Then you will have to start the service. How can we start the service? How can we start the service? Hello. How can we check the whether it is service or not? How can we check the
Inputting.
Apache to service is running or not? Okay. Better you will have to see one more and one more. This is the most important. This is the most important scenario where we are working in real time. Normal commands you will have to search anywhere. But I plan to tell. I planned to tell the Unix commands, basic commands. But I don't know why it is going to real time scenario. Okay, is this helpful to you? Definitely it will help. It will help. You are working on Apache server, web servers. 90% of Azure DevOps engineer will have to work on in this scenario only. Okay, are you understanding? Are you able to understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will have to go to few scenarios of okay, what is that one? How to log in? Okay, Unix commands we'll discuss later. Performance issues we'll have to close performance issues. For example, I am getting RAM utilization is full. CPU, you can take the example of CPU. CPU utilization full 90%. 90% is full. You are getting a lot of alerts from the operational team as a CPU percentage. How you are checking like that one? By CPU utilization 90% full, we are getting so many alerts, so many email. How you are checking? Okay. Now, first of all, you have to go to the VM. Go to monitor section. This is the daily work. This is the daily work. How we can do, how we can monitor those things. Yeah. Now, here, you can click the CPU average. CPU average. You can see the only monitoring, the graph. For example, here 80% is there right here. It reached almost 80%. If the CPU is 90%, if it is crashed 90%, 100%, what will happen? What will happen? You can assume is your laptop only, your mobile only. Your processor or CPU, it is crashed 100%. What will happen in your mobile?
It's not working.
Hello. Yeah, it will not work, right? Same thing.
Yes.
Our server.
Slow performance.
Yeah, slow performance. We cannot able to log in. We cannot open to anything. At the time, what we can do? We do have two options are there. Either restart the mobile, either restart the virtual machine, or we can troubleshoot it. What we can do? Both ways. I'm
Troubleshoot.
expecting you both. Yes, correct. We cannot restart the. For example, this is my own laptop. We can take any decision. For example, these are the production servers. We cannot take any decisions. First of all, we have to go to the troubleshoot. First of all, we have to log into the putty. Which command we can use it? Which command we can use it? Top command. You can type it here. See, it will display on the top. It will display on the top here. It will display here. We can monitor here in this section. If the CP utilization full, CP utilization full, we can able to see here. Here 90% or 80% or 70%. We can observe in real-time scenario 70% of full. Here also memory for RAM we can monitor here. Or 60% we can discuss here CPU 70%. Here we can use processing ID. Most probably in real-time scenario, developers they are running the scripts in our virtual machines. They are for example, all the developers, these are the, here is the developer. They are always running their queries in the VM. On that moment, in the query, it is, for example, if the query runs, it will take 30 minutes. But actually, it has taken 45 minutes. What will happen at that moment? Then we can see here. Top of that one. How can we handle that one? User is there. This is the command script here. Who ran this query? User is there. You will have to search it in Teams or Skype channels. You can try to connect user and you will have to ping the user. But your query is running more time. Can I kill the process or you yourself kill the process or can I kill the process? My server is getting to shut down and also I am getting so many alert due to the CPU percentage is more than 90%. If he is not killing anything, you will have to kill it. How? Which command you can use the kill the command? One second. Okay. Control C is the cancel the stopping of the output for that one. How can we kill the process or everything? Kill command -9. Take this ID, process ID or level or something. Take that one. I will not do anything. Otherwise, my system will reboot. Kill -9. We can take the ID name here. Then you can paste here. Then it will kill the process. Then we will be getting the slowly it will decrease 90% to 80%, 80% to 60%, 60% to 50%. Now our virtual machine is under threshold. In this way, we can do the troubleshooting issue. For virtual machine, here CPU okay. In RAM, same thing, we are getting the RAM utilization more. What you can do, how you are checking like that one, go to Putty and log into the virtual machine. Here, VM stat. This is the command. We can able to see. Here see, free space, buffering space, cache space. This is the free space. We can always able to see here. And the VM also we can able to see here. Top command only we can find out two commands like CPU issues and RAM issues. Particularly, you need particular RAM issues, we can find out here. vmstat. Like this is the different topic is there. We don't want more knowledge of that one. Why? Because we are not admin. How we are checking? That is enough. That is enough. vmstat. We are checking for that one. And one more scenario for that one. My disk utilization is full. It means RAM. ROM. Sorry. Okay, how we can check that like that one? Go to login, put it df hyphen h capital T. See, this is the command to check the our disk size or disk utility or disk utilization. Here it is showing 100% full, right? You will have to troubleshoot it. For example, this is the root user /dev /mnt/boot. We had already discussed about previous classes for Unix introduction class. What is the importance of file system architecture? This is the root /dev, where it is log files /var. Same thing /boot files /mnt. We had already discussed for Unix class. In this way, we will have to check it. For example, here it is 100% full is here. How we can check like that one? We will have to monitor only two file systems. First of all, root user and boot. You will have to 99%. You will have to monitor these two only. You cannot more than 90%. Always user. Less than, you will have to maintain always less than the 90. Here 5%, you will have to maintain always 90%. Why? Because these two are always they are depending on OS. If the OS went down, what will happen? If the OS is corrupted or erased, what will happen? Our server will went down. Our server went down. So you will have to monitor this file system is always, in case of any deployment failure due to some disk utilization or some other issues, you will have to use this command df-ht. For example, in case of CPU utilization issues or that one, you can use top command. In case of memory issues or some other issues, you can use vmstat command. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now, for example, okay, here it is, I observed 100% full. How can we find out? DU-HS, go to the path. See here, this is 223 MB. It is occupied for that one. Disk utilization. Each and every file system, they have disk usage is there. DU is nothing but disk usage -HS. We can type the folder. We can able to see the what is the command. In this one, for example, like I will tell you DU-HS/DAP. First, I will type it here. See, 570 MB free space. Then we can be able to see we don't have permissions to see remaining things. In this way, we'll have to see check up the troubleshoot and everything for that one. For Unix commands, we'll have to discuss for further classes. How to migrate this one also, we'll have to discuss tomorrow. Are you able to understand? In RAM also we have to check here. Go to home, go to virtual machine, go to monitor section. Keyboard we will have to monitor here. First we will have to monitor here. Later we will have to log in putty. Then what is the issue to behead on that one? We can troubleshoot it. In this way, we have to go to the troubleshoot. Like go to monitoring, networking, disk type, disk operations. Everything we can able to see here. Like memory, the memory also we can able to see here. How much it is ROM, disk operations, disk byte. If it is you can observe 5 minutes, okay, then fine. After 5 minutes, I work like on premises and cloud as well. Once everything is moved in cloud, you cannot take as a serious. Like if it is 10 minutes, you will have to wait for 10 minutes. Everything will be under threshold. You don't worry. Nowadays, for the past 4 years or 5 years, I did not get any alert. If you receive the alert also, you don't worry. It will automatically resume that one. We do have lot of features in our cloud. It will add the VMs, add the CPUs, add the RAM, production servers. We will have to maintain all those things. Do you have any queries or do you have any questions about today's class or previous class also? We'll have to discuss for tomorrow for Unix commands, and this is the important thing. I will let you know. Hello, do you have any questions? I will stop the recording.